Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no, we never walk alone. We dominate, the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one and one for all. Pass a move, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, 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 it's the Liverpool crew.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. I'm going to start with the positives today. Get them out the way nice and early. So yeah, there's them out the way once again. Yeah, I don't know. I said to you the other day, we could probably just throw last week's episode out again and the talking points would be 99.9% the same. It was just a continuation of last Thursday on Sunday. No, didn't seem to be any effort apart from one or two. No real desire. That lackadaisical football all the time. Like again, if the scoreboard didn't say 1-0 to Palace and the score in the ground didn't say 1-0 to Palace, you would have swore we were 3-0 up once again. It was just, yeah, Palace deserved it, fair play, but we were terrible.
So I listened back to our podcast the other day, and it is literally going to be the same conversation of the lack of urgency in that. But I'd say the desire was a lot more. You know, we did try, we did create chances. We looked like we were going to inevitably score at some points, but it just didn't come. The chances we missed, you could call them misses, you could call them lack of luck. Fucking, they blocked a load of them. But yeah, I felt sorry for Andy Robbo, who was busting a gut and not really getting any fucking help. Curtis Jones in possession, woeful, but he gave us all. He tracked back, when he lost possession, he tried to win it back, and that. Just overall, the lackadaisy, lack of urgency throughout the whole squad, barring them two, was fucking frustrating. I wanted to try and get the chance going, attack, because there was no mindset to really do it. We were stroking it around the back. I said it against Atalanta. Van Dijk to Kanate to Van Dijk to Kanate. Just relentless, pointless fucking passing around. It was just a game where it could have been 6-1 to Liverpool. But the goal we conceded, they should all be punched in the fucking face for it, because the lack of press, the lack of desire to win that ball back when they'd got it. It was like our goal against Man City at the Etihad a few years ago. About 45 passes before they scored, stroking it round, no one getting out to them, and he just made it look like a training game goal. It was embarrassing, that. But yeah, I said last season, the last episode, it could be season defining. I think if we would have played exactly like the Atalanta game, where we didn't look harsh and we didn't create chances, I'd back that up today. But I think we did have a goal. So I'm drawing the line under that comment, and I'm going to say Atalanta on Thursday is the season defining one, because if we go out there and struggle, then I think the wheels are off. If we go out there and we give our all and we at least have a fight, if we can get to 2-0 with a few minutes to go and have a fucking go at them, then at least we know there's something still there in the players. But if not, I think they're done. I think they just give up, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to see. But as I said earlier on in the year, where we are, we shouldn't be. The fact we're in the title race, the fact we were on for all four, was a fucking big fairy tale. And hopefully it comes out. If it doesn't, and we piss the top four comfortably, we've still had a good season. But we could have done with another fucking trophy as well. So we've just got to see how it pans out. But performance-wise, we're not looking great.
Yeah, I think just most of the performances were just, as I say, very much like Atalanta, just poor all around. Very sloppy in possession for the most part. Nonsense passes, like you say, at the back. Don't know why Kanate started again, to be honest. He was absolutely shocking against Atlanta. He was shocking again on Sunday. I said it I said it, I think, yesterday. You know, people didn't want Quanta to start after his mistake against United. Quanta hasn't played as bad as Kanate in the last two games all season. Konate didn't even play bad against United. We said it at the time. That was his only thing he got wrong in that game, was that mistake that gave them the goal. Um, at the moment, just based on form alone, based on the last few games, I want Quansah starting on Thursday. To be totally honest with you, I don't think Konate's head is there at the minute for some reason. I think as soon as the pressure starts getting to him, he messes up more, and I think he makes one mistake and it snowballs and it snowballs, and he just gets progressively worse, especially when Van Dijk isn't in the best of form the last couple of games as well himself. Um, he needs that figurehead next to him who's going to just prop him up and go, fucking yeah, let's get to it. I think someone said on Twitter, I can't remember who it was, um, might have been your little Jedi actually, that like I don't with the players we lost in the summer, your Milners and your Hendersons, I don't think we missed them in terms of ability, but they had that thing of them never letting their heads drop, no matter how bad we're playing, picking everyone else up around them, even if they're not in the best of form themselves, kind of thing. They just never let heads drop. And these last two games, I feel like we haven't had anybody doing that.
Yeah, on Konate, he's doing exactly what I said he does. He's playing like Saho, where he can have a few good games and then do something wild and could effectively cost you the game. He's just lackluster in his defending. He's so gangly and dozy at times. It's mad. Sometimes he gets the ball and he looks like a really good footballer, and others, his first touch is into a tackle. He was shite against both of them. I don't know how he stayed on against Palace. Like, that sub should have been made at half time. He was fucking struggling. He was crying for help. I think if you'd have offered him to go off, he'd have said thanks. He was shite. Yeah, fucking hell. I just don't know. Quansah's got to start. Van Dijk just throwing his arms in the air every time something goes wrong, when a lot of it's been his fault. He's keeping players on side. He's dangling a leg where players are staying on side, and then he's not having any constructive criticism of anyone. He's just throwing his arms in the air, rolling his eyes, and pushing back out to the centre circle, going kick off. And for me, as he's a Gerrard type of leader without that ability. He's a leader in how he plays the game. He's not a Carragher who's going to tell you off, or fucking put an arm around you and get the best out of you. I think he'd be quiet in the dressing room. There's just something about him. I said it at the time. I didn't want him to be captain. He's had a brilliant season, so I'm not going to fucking pile in on him. But this is business end of the season. When you're struggling, you need your captain to fucking grab the team by the balls and go, fucking come on. And he's not doing it. He's just throwing his arms in the air. It's happened again. Fucking man up, lad. Man up. Go and fucking shout at the players who are being shit. Go and tell them. Go and speak to your manager and say, he's fucking struggling. Help him. Do your job. But at the minute, I think it's all a bit too much for him. We haven't got a leader. We haven't got many leaders. Andy Robbo struggled the last few weeks, as we said he would. And he grows progressively, and then all of a sudden he's just back to his best. He was brilliant against Palace, and he's screaming, and he's come out at the end and blamed the forwards, which is right. We're fucking killing ourselves because we can't score goals. Creating fucking 15 chances a game, 5 to 10 on target, no goals. It's happening fucking game in, game out at the minute. So there's just a massive snowball effect. I think we're nervous at the back. We're bypassing the midfield. The midfield aren't strong enough. They're not willing to fight at the minute. And the forward line, I've said it before, absolutely killing us. And Núñez is the start of it again.
I was surprised he started, to be honest.
I don't. It's one of them. If he gets a goal, he could go on and score 6 the rest of the season. He could go and score 6 or fucking 7 goals and hammer someone. But I don't want to turn me back on him, but it's at a point now. I said it on the last one. Business ends the season. You need your strikers to start coming up trumps, and he's doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. He's getting into great spaces. It's against Palace before they scored. He goes down the left, gets played in. He has to take a touch towards the 6-yard box, and he's in, or play it across the box because Salah's there, and he shoots first time from the edge of the box. Like, what are you doing? Why? Where's your brain at? He just hasn't got the footy brain that you need to play that role, and it's fucking frustrating, lad. It's killing us.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't just him, obviously. In that game, I think, Diaz had chances, Salah had chances, Jota missed chances. I think they just defended brilliantly, in fairness to them. They just just, it's just one of them games. As soon as they scored, you kind of knew the way it was going to go. You knew we weren't going to score. I think to be honest, I think give it about 10 or 15 minutes after they scored, and you're thinking, right, okay, we just got to show something now, and nothing really happened. And then second half, we come out, and we looked a little bit more threatening, but I don't know, there was just something about it. I knew we weren't going to score.
No, second half, like when he made the save off Diaz, which Diaz has got no right to get, and it's fucking a brilliant attempt. With that and the keeper to save that, you start questioning and going, fucking hell, this is going to be one of them days where the keeper has the best game of his life, and the players are playing for their lives. And then you've got the Curtis Jones one, which,
Shocking.
It's harder to miss than to score. It really is. Not even on target. So frustrating. You could see it affected the lad. He went to pot after that as well. But that's the time where the crowd should be getting behind it. But you could hear the severity of the atmosphere of how stressed out everyone was. Every little mistake, you could hear it. And it was hostile. But I think we made it more hostile for us than we did them. I think they enjoyed it. Curtis Jones should have got straight behind him. Like if we miss a pen, you're straight behind the player, aren't you? Mo Salah. When he misses, there's been none of that. And I think the atmosphere was pretty good. We tried to drag them. We did. The cop was like anxious, but we carried on singing all game. We tried. We were starting the good old songs, the Scouts of Tommies, the Fields of Anfield Road. We were trying to have an atmosphere, but the players just weren't responding like in the tempo.
I think the crowd gave up after a while as well, in fairness. Like
chances created, I will say, chances created one more time. We're astounding. So the only real two where we missed them, lad, were Nunes. Nunes has missed that one. He's hit the keeper. If he passes that either side to go, it's a goal. Curtis Jones. The others are absolute sheer determination from defenders where we're maybe a bit slow to react. Salah's one, Jota's one, a bit slow to react, and they've gone in before it's hit the net. Fair play, but I think, we only missed proper chances 2 or 3 times. The rest were sheer determination from Palace, and I do think we tried to carry them over the line. Even I think after the Jones one, I think it went a bit flat. I think that was it. That was the one where you go, there you go. There's your opportunity to go level and then get back into the game and go and win it. But we just didn't.
Yeah, I mean, as I said there, the crowd, I think, did eventually give up. And I don't mean that in a sort of, in a bad way. I just mean, I think they've gone all game, tried as best they could, and then the team haven't reacted to it, and they've kind of just gone, fuck's sake, lads, what more can we do? You know what I mean? I think it was more than one of them. Just another very bad day at the office. I think, there's chances there which any other day Palace wouldn't have defended as doggedly as they did, in all honesty. But I think again on Twitter, I've seen somebody say it is Palace have got nothing to play for the rest of the season. They're safe from relegation. They're not challenging for Europe. They're just there for the rest of the season. And it looked like they wanted it more than us who were going for the title. It's what's the frustrating part. As I said, not bothered with losing. If you lose to the better team, absolutely sound, not a problem. If the lads have tried their hardest and you end up losing, then you just take that on the chin, you accept it. But when we can talk about players, certain players, and don't get me wrong, it probably wasn't as many as the Atlanta game, but when you can still talk about players after that performance, and then you can go into this one and you can still say some players didn't try enough there, that's piss poor.
Yeah, I agree, but on the other side of it, you're also got to, as I said, look at the chances we did create, and on another day, against Atalanta, we could have played for 3 weeks and not scored a goal because we just didn't look hard. On this, we tried and tried everything to get a goal. We were just unfortunate not to get one. I just think I am not questioning the attitude for the Palace game. I thought they showed a bit more. I'm pissed off with how slow we are in our build-up, how we don't press as hard as we used to. That's like we started the season where we looked like we were back to a Jurgen Klopp team, and we were pressing everyone. We had 2 or 3 men chasing the ball at a time, like what Palace did to us. We were getting in behind you, creating chances. Now we're at a point where if we create 3 or 4 chances, we've got to score them because we know we're conceding. And I say there was a few players who struggled. I think the whole midfield struggled, which doesn't help. It doesn't help the defence. Enzo weren't on his game. He was just a little bit of everywhere. McAllister was like not involved in anything we did at all. Might as well have not been on the pitch. Jones tried, but wasn't good enough. And then again, it's going back to like Sunday League football where you're open your fucking fullbacks or your centre halves can get a pass through to your forwards because the midfield aren't creating fuck all. So just one of them games which you said many times on this podcast, and it seems to be, that's how the end of the season's looking ongoing. But I just don't know. I've still got to, because of the Arsenal results, I've still got a bit of belief in me.
I was just going to ask you about that.
We've got to turn it around. Like, if I say Atalanta, if we turn up there, you might turn up there and go, right, this is done. Let's play the kids and let's stay fresh for the next game against Fulham. But I don't want that. I think we need to build some momentum. We've said it before, playing Thursday, Sunday. The players want to be playing. They can't be getting fucking tired. They're athletes. There's only 2 options now. Go for it all or fucking pack in. And based on my comments last week, I thought if Palace beat us, we would implode, we would pack in. But because of the performance, because it wasn't the same as Atalanta, and we did try and we could have scored 5 or 6, it could just spin it the other way where we know we can create chances now, just be a bit more fucking clinical.
Yeah. It was a tough one to take. And then, like, I didn't end up watching the Arsenal game because I thought I'm not putting myself through any more mental torture today. Emotional torture. I'm not doing it. So I ended up watching the Leverkusen game instead, which was boss to witness. Rather, that's not a word I've just made up. To witness, yeah. So yeah, I watched that instead. But then, obviously, seeing the result, and it changed. I was going to say changes everything. It doesn't change anything in the sense that realistically, it doesn't. City are top now, and I think 99.9% of people expect them to stay top for the rest of the season now, and we've just got to keep pushing and hope that they slip up somewhere. But obviously, Arsenal losing as well, it just makes you go, right. I think if Arsenal never got beat on the Sunday as well, I think we probably would have just threw the Atlanta game, in all honesty. Not through it, but I don't think we would have went full strength. And I think we would have just waited for the Premier League and gone, right, let's just fucking attack this for all it's worth now. I think if because they have lost, and I think if Arsenal would have won, it's hard to say now. I think it was unexpected. I think it was probably, in a way, a bigger shock them losing than us losing, just because of the form they've been in, the amount of goals they've been scoring.
I disagree. I backed Villa. I think Villa weren't great in Europe the other day, and the rest of the few players. And I just think there's something about them where they can. I'm not looking forward to playing Villa because they can just fucking just cut you to pieces. But no, I put my money on fucking Aston Villa. Like, I had a feeling. Obviously, feelings mean fuck all. I never win a bet, but I just had a feeling that they were going to just be too much for Arsenal because of the pressure. I said this all along. I said once Arsenal start being favourites and going top of the league, they'll fall a little bit. The pressure will get to them like it's got to us. City were always favourites. They could be 14 points behind with fucking a few games to go, and you'd still expect them to find a way because they're that good. They're relentless. But saying that, I've said all along that there's twists and turns to come. You don't know what's going to happen. No one expected Atalanta to fuck us. No one expected us to get beat by Palace at home. And I don't think anyone's expecting us to go and win the remainder of our games because at the moment we're not good enough to do it. But I say the same for Arsenal. I think Arsenal will drop more points. The worry is, will City? And I'm just hoping there's one shot on the cards where a team you're not expecting to beat them does something. And that, before one of the big games, and maybe it could be Brighton, you don't know. I just think there's many more twists. There's only 6 games to go, isn't there? I just think there's so much more fucking drama to come. I don't think it's over. I don't think it's going to be over till the last game of the season. I think it's going to be a situation again where we could end up losing the fucking league on goal difference or by a point or something, and it'll be soul destroying. But you know, this is what it's all about. It's all about being part of the conversation. If you want to piss the league every year, support City. If you want to, you know, if you want to be part of it and try your fucking best to make memories and make it enjoyable, then this is the team, innit? We've got to try and get ourselves over the line and do it our way, but we never do it the easy way. It's got to be stressful. That's what it's about supporting Liverpool. It's got to be fucking stress. No fingernails at the end of the day. Fucking bite marks on your arms. Black eyes. That's what it's all about.
It is, and
not enjoyable.
I agree. But like, wasn't 2019-20 just lovely? Like, it was just dead easy. We walked through it. We won 27 out of 28 games, and then what, we got beat by Watford and we weren't arsed. Like, just one more season like that would be nice. Just let us recover a little bit. Let our stress levels come right down for a season, and then they can go back up. We just need that one season recovery every now and then, please. That's all we're asking.
But I think that'll come. Lad. I think what the future holds for City and Chelsea, I don't know, but I think that them times will come where we are dominant force in England. We've just got to ride this roller coaster and enjoy it. You know, see where we go. I know I'm overly positive all the time, but it's hard not to be with what this teams give us, the memories we've got, what the managers give us, and the fact that we're in the conversation with 6 games to go in a Premier League season when we finished fucking 5th last year. And we started the league shit against Chelsea. We looked at the players we brought in compared to some of the players we were linked to, and it wasn't all that. Not one single Liverpool fan thought we'd be here today having these conversations about potentially winning a Premier League. So you've got to bottle that up and digest it and go. The fact that we're overachieving, but we might still not get there, it is fucking horrible. It's grim as fuck because we work so hard to be where we are. But that's the reality of the squad and the team. They might just fall at the last hurdle and it'll be fucking soul destroying, but you still got to fucking back them because this is where we're at because of them.
Yeah. Jay doing his best Mr. Miyagi impression. Kill him, whatever he was.
Couldn't catch a fly with my hands, lad. Never mind.
Endo t-shirt out now. Scousebubble.com. Yeah, it's frustrating, lad. It is, and that it's tough because I was saying this to you off camera before we started recording. Like, you know, no one expected us to be in this position we are at the start of the season, and you're absolutely right. And I agree, you can't get on the backs too much because we are overachieving. We're probably a year ahead of schedule, realistically. I mean, I would have said that at the start of the season when we didn't know the Klopp news. Obviously, next season is a bit of an anomaly at the minute, so we don't really know what's going to happen. But if Klopp was staying, we would definitely be a year ahead of schedule. So yeah, I agree with the fact that you can't be too negative about it because it's unexpected. But I think where the difficulty in it comes in, and I understand some people's negativity. Don't go over the People have gone over the top of it. They always do, obviously, but I do understand some of the negativity because we've got into a position where we are in a title race. You know, we could have been going for the quadruple. We felt like we had a decent passage through to the final in Dublin and things like that, and it all feel like it's been ripped away from us in the space of 2-3 games is soul destroying. And I think people mistake criticism for not supporting the team, and I think people have got to understand you can be critical and still back them and think they're going to win every single game no matter what. Like, they're not mutually exclusive feelings to have about the team, you know what I mean? And I think that's what people do. I think I put something up on Twitter the other day and I thought it was quite mild, and then somebody just commented "bye" with a waving hand and unfollowed me. It's like, first of all, it's not an airport. You don't need to announce your departure. I just say "get the fuck" and block them. But it's like that's what I'm getting at. Like, you say one little critical thing and it's like, how dare you say this, blah blah. These lads have done everything. It's like, I know, yeah, but like, if Virgil van Dijk's played shit, I'm going to say he played shit. It doesn't mean I don't support him.
No, I get that. And that's it. You can be critical. I think I'm pretty partial. I'm pretty in the middle. I criticise them when they're shite, but I try and put a positive spin on it because that's where my head's at. You know, I'm not going to not go to the game in case we lose or fucking not get behind the lads because we're not performing how we should be. It's just part and parcel of football, lads. You can't dictate what happens. Just that's why it's magic. You know, you're saying they didn't see Aston Villa beating Arsenal. I did, and that's more for me belief of Liverpool because I think something will spin in our favour eventually, and just got to see what happens. I think criticise the players as much as you want, like games where Van Dijk is just throwing his arms up, where they are lacklustre in defence, where they're not throwing no agency into the game, and you know, fucking the tempo is so slow and lethargic. Yeah, criticise it. Criticise the manager as well for not, you know, he can see it as well. Criticise whatever you want, but don't turn your back on them. Criticise the game. Go, that was fucking shit. But don't go, fucking me, fuck's it, we're fucking shit us. You know what I mean? It's stupid. The frustrating thing for me is that our downfall has been because of us.
Mm.
And I said to you a while back, if Liverpool turn up, they win everything. There's no one better than us when we turn up. The problem is we've stopped turning up. And that's what's more soul destroying for me. That's my biggest negativity from it all, is that if we'd have played to our potential, we'd be top of the league.
Mm.
We'd be fucking 3 or 4-0 up in a quarter final. We'd be in the FA Cup, you know, and we haven't. We've just fell short somewhere. Some sort of spark gone, and there's enough time to find it again.
Mm.
That's the thing. We're only, as long as we're in touching distance of the Premier League, going into the fucking last few games, which we're nearly there. You've got to just back them. You've got to just try and get behind them. If you keep losing, then obviously, I said to you, the wheels might have fallen off, and we've gone to bits. We've done our all, and it's just not enough. We're not strong enough, fit enough, and that can happen because it's a fucking season with a lot of new lads in it, hindered by injuries as well.
Mm.
So as much as we can say, we fucking killed ourselves. Look at the squad we're playing with.
Yeah,
We haven't played with our first team goalie. We're rotating centre half. Haven't had fullbacks. Midfielders injured. Fucking Jota injured. It's been hard. And the fact that we're still in the conversation has got to be applauded. But the fact that it's been through ourselves that we could end up with just a Carabao Cup is fucking soul destroying.
Yeah.
Because of how good we started and how well we've got through tough games during a tough period until the very end, until the players start coming back.
Yeah, no, it's horrible, isn't it? Because like, you know, we've been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks. Like, it felt like we've said it all for probably 3 months now. Like, it felt like it was going to be one of them games, and you know, we managed to pull it out the bag and get the win in the end. But it's going to come back and bite us on the arse, and now it's starting to a little bit. But one thing I'm glad you said there was, you know, it's our own fault, and I said it on Twitter again the other day. Like, it felt like we're doing our best to try and fuck it up in a way. Like, it just, obviously, I know we're not, don't get me wrong, but just, you know, when, I don't know, we're passing it around the back or something like that, and there's a pass further on up, and or they're passing it out to a player who's got someone right on him. Like the goal we conceded against, I think it was Palace. It was the Palace away game, and it's been played out to Endo or McAllister, and he's lost it straight away, and they've scored. Like, it mightn't have been Palace, but there was a game anyway like that. We do it all the time. We pass to the player in the most danger. Like, it's fucking baffling. And
that was going on from the first 5 minutes against Palace, and it was Canate every time. I felt sorry for Endo because Canate just kept whacking the ball into his feet, and he'd have 3 men around him.
Mm.
Not a man on. That's another thing. Curtis Jones should be playing in Italy because he thinks he's got all the time in the world, and if the crowd don't shout, none of the players do.
Mm.
You know, he's fucking ghosting through the midfield, dead slow as he does, like letting the ball do the work, moving his body and that, and then he just gets it chuck off him, and there's not a single person on the pitch giving him the shout.
Mm.
So it's fucking frustrating, lad.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, and you see that all the time, and a lot of the time when he does lose the ball, I'm never really that pissed off with him because you can tell he's not getting a shout because he's not. I mean, don't get me wrong, you see other midfielders, they play and they're constantly looking over the shoulders. He's constantly got their head on a swivel, and some players would see this danger coming. But if you can see that he's not doing that and he's not sensing the danger, then you've as his teammates, you've got to give him a shout. And even the crowd at times weren't giving him a shout. It was like that was what I found myself saying loads. Like, who the fuck's giving him a shout? He's just, it's like he's playing on his own.
No, it was mad. It was weird. He had players around him as well, our own players, and there's just not a shout. He's getting fucking swooped on. Ball took off him. The other frustrating thing for me is, like, we've seen how good McAllister is. And, you know, when Enzo's in the middle, you often find McAllister drops into the six to play that ball you've just been saying, to just get it up the pitch, get it into a gap somewhere to make something happen. There was none of that against Palace. Trent come on and tried to do that. Just fucking Arte off to the right, come into the centre, and just kept trying these Hollywood balls. But, you know, people are giving him shit, saying he needs to calm down and that. Not at 1-0 down at Anfield. You've got to try. If it ends up making it 2-0 to them, at least you've fucking gone out having a go. There was one I could have fucking killed him myself, though, where the ball's bounced to him. He's got to play a side-footed pass from the air in a straight line, and Jota's in on one-on-one with the keeper, and he tried to fizz it outside of his boot across the pitch. It was fucking insane, absolutely stupid, and obviously mounted to fuck all. But that's it. We're lacking composure at the back. We're lacking communication. There's nothing coming from the touchline to say fucking speed it up. Nothing coming from the captain to say speed it up. Van Dijk's just giving it, remain calm down. Like, there's 3 minutes to go, lads. We're 1-0 down. What are you doing? Just fucking start pumping the ball into the box. Throw Quansah on up front. You've got Alisson going up for corners. Fucking have a go. You know what I mean? And then you've got Van Dijk giving it to calm down. It was frustrating because, as I say, we created chances. We created chance after chance. And on another day, it could be 6-0, but you should be creating more. You know, we should be putting the ball across the box. We should be ripping them apart and fucking doing it over and over again. But we just created the few chances we did. And that's our problem at the minute. We're not clinical. Other teams are clinical. City against Palace, I think, fucking hell, I think everything it went in.
Yeah,
just the way it is. We're just not clinical in front of goal. Diaz is not a goal scorer. He's get it to the line and cross it in, put it to the edge of the box, make something happen. Salah's not getting in behind. He looks like he's lost a yard of pace, which is gonna happen. Getting it into his feet, no one's offering him help. You know, we're just struggling. Like, we missed it. You used to play it into Salah, you'd play it down the right, and centre either cross it in or get into the box and cut it to the edge back to Salah. There's none of that going on. We're just going right through the fucking middle all the time to no one. Núñez can't keep himself on side. I feel like we're at a point with him where if he's on the shoulder of the last man, they won't even try. They just go, oh, he's offside. Fuck it, don't put it through. Because he's just horrendous at staying on side. There's just loads of issues at the minute. I'd like to know what team you'd go for against Atalanta and against Fulham, because I personally would drop a load of them. And it's not through like a knee-jerk reaction. Fucking hell, there's the police to arrest me for saying drop them all. Yeah, I would. I'd drop a load of them. I start with Canate. Obviously, Trent's going to have to start right back because Bradley's injured.
Yeah.
Swerve Endo for the time being and go attacking.
Yeah.
Go attacking. Swerve Jones because I don't think he's ready yet. I'd go with fucking Bobby Clark against Atalanta, and I'd start Jadon Danns up front with Jota on the left.
Yeah. To be honest, I'd go. I'd have Danns in the squad, but I'd go Gakpo on the left and Jota through the middle, to be honest with you.
That's one. Gakpo came on the other day and fucking gave us all. Tried everything, made stuff happen, was going past them, was doing exactly what you want Diaz to do. Was going up to the touchline and putting it through, putting it in, cutting it to the edge of the box, going past players, playing 1-2s with Robbo, making things happen. And he did change the game a little bit in our favour. I don't know what Harvey Elliott's got to do to get more minutes. He obviously, I think it was harsh to take him off at half time against Atalanta. I think he's not a starter, but give him half an hour at least, give him 35 minutes. Because he comes on, he grabs the game by the scruff of the neck, he wins the ball, gets the ball into the box, and he does what you do when you're desperate. He just bombards the box, and we just don't seem to have anyone else to do it.
Yeah. I mean, Thursday at the minute just seems daunting. I mean, don't get me wrong, if anyone can do it, we can do it. But like I said it after last week's game, I think the difference in previously has been, obviously people are looked at Istanbul, that was a neutral venue, or well, on paper it was a neutral venue. I think by the end of the game it was a fucking Anfield in Turkey. And the other one was obviously Barcelona, but we got beat at the Nou Camp, and even I think if I remember right, that game flattered Barca. You know what I mean? I think we had a good few chances. There has been loads, and that's why I say if anyone can do it, we can, lad. But it seems daunting because it's the other way around than what we used to.
But it could benefit us because Anfield's a bit hostile at the minute. You can feel the pressure in the fans. Obviously, we've got the stuff going on with the club and the fan base. Something else has come out today about, I think Expedia selling their sponsored tickets.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Major money. I've just been to try and get it online to get a ticket for Tottenham. The only tickets left from the club are £1,500 in the middle of the Annie Road, and you get a few pints. You get So you get street food before it, and a pint at half time for £1,500 fucking pounds because your seat's padded. It's a joke. I was like this against Barcelona. There was loads. The people who went over to Barcelona, the fans who went over, a lot of them said the same. This isn't done. We've just witnessed a fucking great performance from Liverpool, and the scoreline is flattering. Let's see what happens at Anfield. The fact that it's away from Anfield is obviously a problem, but they've just let two in a row in the league from 2-0 up and drew 2-2. They're nowhere near the level we think they are because of the performance against us. That's fucking shattered them to play that way against us. They just gave away a 2-0 lead at home in the league, and we could go there and score 4 in 20 minutes if we fucking turn up. And that's the frustrating thing. We've got to turn up. You've got to have a midfield that's dynamic and ready to. If they score, I'm not asked. We can't even risk defending. Don't even bother. Just throw fucking 3 attacking midfielders in. Throw Szoboszlai, McAllister and Bobby Clark in, or fucking, if you want, Jones, say, and go attacking. You've got to attack them. And
just playing not 10.
Get an early goal, and it could happen, lads. I'm not in that position in my head where we've got no chance at any point. I don't think we have. I think we've got a chance. I think it'll end up being 5-2 and we'll go out on penalties. But I just want to see them have a go. As I said before, if we can get it to 2-0 or fucking 3-1 and look and bombard the box and have that little bit of fucking that 20 minutes at the end where it's coming. If it doesn't come, it doesn't. But we've got to go for it and give the fans that are going over something to believe in.
Yeah.
For all the fans at home, something to believe in, something to think we can turn it around. And I believe they can. Yeah. So we'll see where we are come fucking the conversation next week. But I do believe they can turn it around.
No, I think winning the game, regardless of if it wins us the tie or not, is imperative at this point. I think that's the first thing we've got to take care of. If we only go and win 2-0, so be it. We've got to win. We need that bit of momentum. I think even winning the game and going out would still perk them up a lot, because it hasn't happened for us the last few games. The only team I think that our last win was Sheffield United, and let's be honest, that was a poor game compared based on who we were playing, and it's just lucky that it was only Sheffield United in that game. So yeah, just a win is crucial. Obviously we want to go through. It's just been one of them weeks, hasn't it? Like where everything that could have gone wrong for us has gone wrong.
Bernardo Silva said the exact same yesterday in his press conference. He said that you're going on. You're playing this many fixtures. You're playing them next. He said, "Calm down. We could be out of all trophies next week. We've got we've got the European Cup, and then we've got the FA Cup, and then we've got the league. We could lose 3 games on the bounce, and it'll be done. So that's the way fucking footy is. And people who understand it, get it. Obviously, Man City are a fucking machine, absolute machine, and no one can see them dropping points. But Palace could have took points off them. Palace tore them apart, and only, they fucking keeper made a great save. They hit the bar at the post. They fucking found gaps. Teams are gonna find gaps. So you just gotta hope someone out there somewhere plays like they're playing Liverpool and gives fucking everything against them. And we've got to do our biz. Personally, don't think we'll win 6 out of 6. I think we've got a chance tomorrow. I think we've got a fucking good chance tomorrow. I think something's got to turn in the players' heads. I think a change of personnel, here, there, and everywhere, to just put a bit of fucking energy into the team. Trent back at right back, got a point to prove. Robbo back at left back, fucking all the energy in the world. Get Quansah back in. I say, mix the midfield up a little bit. And if you want, start fucking Gakpo, Jota, fucking Harvey Elliott, and give the lads who are fucked a rest. And then give us enough time, if it's not going our way, to, there's our dog, to sort it out, to fix it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think players do need to get dropped for their own sake at the minute, because I just don't think playing them in bad form is going to do anything for them. I think, I said at the start of the episode, like, Kanate, see you later for now. He doesn't deserve to play right now. Quansah, as I said, hasn't really put a foot wrong in terms of performance all season. Yeah, he made that mistake against United. Fair enough, mistakes happen, but his performance overall has been fine. So I'm more than happy if he starts. I think, obviously Conor Bradley injury, I'm not sure how bad that is.
Tom Knight.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen things say he's out till the end for the rest of the season. I've seen things that he's out for 3 weeks. So either way, I suppose that is till May, isn't it? Yeah. So Trent's obviously probably going to play. You've got Robertson, who, as you said, looked good on Sunday. One of the few. So yeah, happy with him. Alisson coming back was a surprise on Sunday.
Yeah.
Couldn't help the goal. Couldn't do a thing for the goal. Done what I expected he would have done for the one where they've dinked it over him and Robbo's cleared it off the line. Fully expected them to do that there. Wouldn't have expected them to do anything different. And he made a few good saves. So Alisson, no issues with that. But if he wants to start Kelleher, no issues with that either. And then, like, the midfield, I agree with you in terms of we don't go defensive. Just forget how to defend for a little bit. Just go all out attack. It's not a game where we need Endo. It's a game where you need McAllister to be playing further forward. You need Szoboszlai just playing like he played at the start of the season, ideally, where everything just seemed to come off for him, and that happens. Don't get me wrong. He's I wouldn't say he's struggled lately, but he just hasn't been that same level that we had from the start of the season. And then the third midfielder could be anyone. It depends who do you want to. Jones can play more attacking if he doesn't dally on the ball as much. Obviously, Elliot, his favourite position, obviously we know, is in the midfield, but obviously he can come on and play further forward in the midfield as well.
I think he's actually better in a midfield like that, because like when you've got like a bit of a makeshift midfield, bit of an attack, they don't seem to fucking play it wide.
Yeah.
It's all direct, it's all passes through behind, and then I think Harvey Elliott takes the brunt of most of it, because he's the young lad, because he doesn't play often. And, it's the same with Salah now. We're all saying how shit Salah's being, but how much fucking feed is he getting, really? How many opportunities is he getting and missing? He's not getting many, lad. He's not getting on the ball half as much as he should. The passes aren't going in behind into the box for him to attack. It's getting passed into feet. He's got 2 men on him, and then no one showing for the pass back. So we can all say how bad Salah's playing, but I think that position is a problem in general. The only thing with Salah is he just doesn't work hard enough to get back anymore, and I think he's been told not to.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say that with you mentioning it. Like, do you think that is something he's being told? Because I think as he got older, you seen it with Messi. It was very publicly stated that he was told not to defend, not to track back and things like that. Um, if you watch Messi after he turned 30, he'd spend the first 10 minutes of the game just walking around and
Yeah,
and
good.
observing the game and just getting an understanding of it kind of thing. And that's what gave him the longevity in Europe. Obviously, he's in America now, but I think Salah he's had to alter his game. I think he has started to play more wide. Obviously, he's a winger anyway, but he was always we were always a very narrow front three, and I think we've gone wider because we've got Nunes who can run for days. You've got Gakpo who's long and leggy. When he actually gets up to speed, he is actually quite quick himself. You've got Diaz who's tricky, and Salah's kind of still playing that same game in a different dynamic of a forward line.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's playing the exact same. He's going out wide, and we're not giving him the option to get in behind anyone anymore. I don't know whether that's because he's lost a little bit of pace or whatever, but we just seem to have played. He just played different to him now. He's used to the 1-2s and getting in behind, getting on the ball, like on the last man and being able to take a man on. Even that part of his game, he's not really taking anyone on. But I think because there's fucking 5 bodies ahead of him and no one around him to pass to, it's pointless. So
Yeah,
I think he has just been told to save your energy until you need to absolutely use it. But yeah, I know Salah's getting loads of shit. As I say, I think a lot of the problem with the forward line is that we're not getting the ball in the places we should be. We're not creating the chances we should be. And obviously the numbers look shit. But if you put Nunes on the other line, I think he had about fucking 100 shots or something.
yeah.
That the most shots missed, worst conversion rate in the league. So when you put them two together, you shouldn't really be turning on Salah, who's carried us for fucking 8 years.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? I think one thing I do want to just say as well, because I think it'd be unfair not to, is again Palace, and they had a few really good players in that team who just really worked well for them. That Wharton in the middle, the young lad, I thought was very good, and then obviously the two everyone knows about, Elise and Eze. Um, just the they're a weird team because they haven't got many players, you'd say, are good, very good players. And I think that they've got two or three that are, and they make sure that they're key to everything and they make them the focal points of the team. And I think it's them three. And they just made it work to their advantage on Sunday. So I think it'd be unfair if we didn't give them the credit they deserve as well.
Yeah, that's some of the footy they played. As I say, you can put it down to us not pressing them and that, but they had the time and they used it. They stroked it around that first half, mate, like we weren't there. At
Yeah.
times, everything they done going forward looked like we would be in danger. Even that number 14 up front, fucking big, massive
Oh,
unit,
yeah.
looks like a
Mateta.
fella out of white chicks. Lad, I was waiting for him to take his top off and start blowing a whistle, but he was pressing fucking everything right until I think he come off in the end. Right until then, just centre half to centre half, running from one to the other. Just never give us any space. They just worked hard. They looked like they wanted it more defensively anyway. When they were defending, they defended as a unit, and that's our problem at the minute. We don't. There's no communication at the back. I don't think we watched like Neville and that analysing Arsenal's defensive line the other week and how they just all mould back into a line. We haven't got none of that anymore.
Mm.
There's someone always trailing a leg or a shoulder or a head to keeping someone on side. A lot of the time it's Van Dijk. And they just, I don't know what it is. I've heard Klopp saying we don't really train anymore. We recover, then we do one session on the opponents and then we recover and then we play. So whether that's affecting us, I don't know. But we're not fixing the little problems that we're having. There's tweaks that needs to be made from a coaching point of view. That, like, as mad as it sounds, the way we slate Guardiola for being on the pitch and slating his players, I think that's a bit of that's needed. Like at full time, 1-0 down at Palace, don't run on and hug everyone. Fucking go up to the players who've let you down and say, what, on this situation, at this part of the pitch, in this moment, why did you do that? Why didn't you do this? And I just think it's just a lot of people are saying about Klopp, the sentiments with his players, and I think they might be just a bit too much where he doesn't say anything to them.
Yeah.
Got a fault it. Yeah, obviously, I can imagine him to be an angry bastard in the dressing room, but I just don't know. There's just something. There's a lack of communication and a lack of understanding between the players, and that edginess where he would be screaming from the touchline, that seems to have gone. I just feel like something's just poured out of us all, and it's just a bit mad. But again, we've got an opportunity to fix it. City were always favourites for the league. We put ourselves as fucking non-runners in the Europa League. Let's just cause a shock in that, come back, see how we go, and then do our all to win our next game in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we'll probably wrap it up there then. And just gotta have the belief, like you've been, like you've been saying all episode. I've needed a bit of convincing, I must admit, and it's paid off. No, it's one of them. We're Liverpool, we do it the hard way. And that's exactly what we got to do. We're still in with a shout at the league. As highly unlikely as it may be, you've still got to have that belief that we can go on and do it. Otherwise, what's the point?
Exactly, lad. If you're gonna down tools because they've had a few bad games, then what's the point in supporting them? It's not supporting them. It's spectating when it's going well, and it's enjoying it when it's going well. And if you can't take the bad times, then you're not a footy fan because it's not always good. It's only always good for teams with money and teams you can bypass charges and get away with it. We're not that team. We're built different. We've got passion and fucking blood in us that makes us breathe Liverpool Football Club, and that's why we sing the song about having hope in your heart. We fucking do. We go with, whether it's deluded, whether it's over the top, whether we're daft, it's not. It's just pure passion, and until it's over, lads, you can't ever doubt this team, especially with a manager like Klopp. Just got to go for it, give our all, and as I've said, if it doesn't work out on Thursday, if they play shit and they let us down, they let themselves down, then that's on the players. That's the way it is. But if they have a fight and they at least try to turn it around and at least try and have a go and show to us that they're not done, then it is what it is. See what happens with the result. As you say, as long as we win and we do all right, that's the main thing. Just hopefully it's by 4 goals.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So yeah, we'll be back next week. After the Atlanta and Fulham games, we'll do them both together next week. So until then, up the Reds.
Up the fucking Reds. Come on, the Reds.